it. Think that. We go for a lifting suplex concept. So that's some of the concepts from the chest-to-chest position. Next, we're going to look at an arm throw from there. Chest-to-chest with our own here. Now we're going to set up a Ippon Seoinage off of this. We previously did one from the Kawai here. You go on the knee this way. And now we're going to sort of do it from this chest-to-chest position. It's sort of like an overhook Ippon Seoinage kind of. We're just initially talking about gaining position here, gaining here, moving our opponent. But now he's kind of giving me a really hard time by flaring this elbow up. And I'm trying to off-balance into this direction to the weak side. I'm having a much harder time doing this because he's adjusting every single time. And he's also peppering in the passive zone. And he's driving into me, right? Kind of giving me all sorts of troubles. So now, in this case here, what we're going to do is we're going to try to go from this overhook position. We're going to try to retract our elbow here and then connect the hand to the back of the tricep. As I do so, I back step and then I pull this elbow back to my body here and I retract it and then I'm going to rip this hand up into the armpit here. Traditionally, I want sort of the crook of the elbow connecting to the armpit, but from this position, I'm going to drop my shoulder all the way through. The footwork from this position, I'm going to swing this leg outward sort of into a bridge here, and then I'm going to rotate down, keeping everything tight, and I'm going to run it. And then just like the pulse that I mentioned before, I'm going to sort of highlight over, collect the head to make sure that I end in the top position. So, make chest to chest here, right? We're going to try our older situation. We're going to drive into our opponent, and then we're going to go retract our arm here. We're going to pull this arm back, step across into a back lunge, and we're going to rotate, and then run our feet, and then take our opponent over. This is a very good pulse and very tight. This is a surprise attack because you're trying to go here, you're trying to arm trap, you're pushing and pulling here, and then you're clearing it, and then you're ripping it. That's not sort of the traditional Ippon where we're staying in front and dropping the lifting here. We're stepping out to the side, back arching, and then whipping the arm over to the Ippon. Normally, people will try to circle step out of say like when you're shooting your legs out this way, then you got no room to put it out. That's right. Looked at chest position, Ippon Seoinage, and looked at a lot of ideas where we're trying to use our hand to push the lat, we're trying to go sideways, we're trying to go this direction, we're pulling this way, trying to trap them on, etc. And we went sort of this Ippon Seoinage, we're clear this arm to the inside. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go sort of ukigoshi, where we drop to our knee, it's sort of a drop ukigoshi. Very popular in wrestling now actually too. In this case, we're going to change our levels as we step back in an angle. I'm not going to step back here and take a knee here, but we're going to step back at an angle and then throw our opponent to this direction. Ukigoshi is a hip throw from judo. Ogoshi is a hip where you're wheeling him up and over and that is a traditional ogoshi. Ukigoshi is sort of a shallower version where you're not loading the person onto the hip, but you're blocking the hip and wheeling them over to the side. So from here, you're taking them up and around the side. Of course, you never see this actual technique like this in this setting because this is a learning tool. Kind of like the fundamental technique. Hey, this is what it looks like when you're taking a jump shot, right? You will shoot in a very clean manner when they're drilling, when they're actually, sometimes they're fading away, sometimes they go like this, sometimes they go like that. Same thing with boxing, every sport ever. So that's kind of the basic idea behind the ukigoshi. Now we're going to do it for this chest-to-chest position. So from here, we're trying to angle down, we're driving our opponent backwards. So as I'm pushing back into him, he's going to push back to kind of oppose this force. I want to try to gain some shoulder position when I'm lower on the sternum. So if I'm turning here, I'm trying to drop my shoulder into the sternum, so I kind of bring his body upward this way. So now he's much more inclined to push back into me. If we're sort of exactly in the ideal position, chest to chest, pushing and pulling, and I still push into me, right? This is okay, right? We're going to keep our knee, but it's going to be very difficult to scroll from here. So we want a little bit more of an exaggerated reaction from our opponent. We want to do this by dropping our hips a little bit and wedging the shoulder into our sternum. Not my sternum, our opponent's sternum. So now from here, he's going to drop back into it. So as he's dropping that, push it through up, push it through up. Here, then I'm going to take a back step here, drop my knee, and then